This feels extremely sketchy. I'm gonna go delete my browser history first. A little bit ago, I made this. It shot fast, but there wasn't a lot of power. I'll leave a link to that video if you want to check it out before the rest of this one. So I asked y'all for ideas on how to make this better. I got some great suggestions, and that's exactly what we're gonna do today. The top suggestion was to increase the size of the wheel, so I ordered a set of RC drag car tires. This ups the surface area and wheel speed. I'm not going to get into the math of it all because that makes my brain mushy. Next suggestion was to put the wheel in the bend of the 90 for the feed block. This should give it more time to accelerate the projectile, so I redesigned everything for that. I also printed a funnel to reload faster. This really wasn't a suggestion. I was just too lazy to do it for the last video. I had to reprint some parts to account for the changes in the wheel size. Once I get it all put back together, it is finally time to test the new design. So I give it a go at low speed and everything seems fine. But once I turn the speed up, it does not like it at all. I can see the wheel is expanding at speed, and when I go to check how much it stretches so I can make a new feed block, it becomes unbalanced and rips itself apart. I'm going to need to think about this a little bit more. It turns out none of the bolts I use are square, so the wheel wobbles and bounces the entire rig. I spent some time and did a few wheel mount prototypes to use one of the rubber wheels that comes with the Dremel as an axle, and I also made a back mount to make the rig more stable overall. Also figure zip tying it in place couldn't hurt. I put the new wheel together and made a Lexan shield just in case it decides it wants to spontaneously disassemble itself again. After remounting everything, it's still not quite right. It's because the tire itself is separating from the rim. I tried so many different wheels. I even tried some different types of rubber tapes. When the weight broke the collet, I had to accept the fact that I was coping that this wasn't going to work. But there's always plan B, and that's a 25,000 RPM pneumatic die grinder. It's the same concept as a Dremel, but a lot more power. I had to start from scratch with a new mounting system and make everything a bit more robust, but with the bigger wheel and more torque, it should get us through that cardboard that defeated me in the last video, so it was completely worth it. And the wheel on the die grinder doesn't expand when spun up to speed, so that means I can make the tolerances a lot closer than on the Dremel. I'm going to get this mounted up to the board with screws since after a month I finally figured out how to countersink a hole in FreeCAD. Yep, I'm going to show you every single one of them. I'm proud of myself, leave me alone. After my obligatory, yeah, that ain't going anywhere, I get the rest of it put together. Not gonna lie, this feels super sketchy. This is a lot more powerful than the Dremel, so I will be taking safety precautions. For starters, I got a face shield. And for the camera, which arguably is more important, I'm gonna be using this little Lexan plate that I printed some stuff for. Hopefully keep the camera safe, because if that breaks, the video's over. What? After zip tying it down, it just vents air. I don't know why. If you know why, let me know down below because I couldn't figure it out. And while you're down there, subscribe. I took the zip ties off and it started working again. So I just went ahead with just holding it down by my hand. You can't hear anything I'm saying over the compressor in the background, but a bunch of those hit me and it even left a small crack on the face mask. I'm super happy the camera's still in one piece, and this definitely has more power than the Dremel did. So it's time to see if we can punch through the cardboard this time. This feels extremely sketchy. I'm gonna go delete my browser history first. 3, 2, 1. Look at that! We did it! Look at that grouping! So, not all of them made it through. It was a group effort, but looking at the high speed, it looks about half of them made it through. So, I'm gonna call this a win. It was 11. It doesn't matter. I can't even give you a percentage of how many it did because I never counted how many was loaded. But look at this. Look at this. It started getting broke apart. I just noticed it while I was editing. So I'm gonna print some more of this, grab some random shit around the house, and we're gonna shoot it and see what breaks. Let's go. First up's a 3D printed plate of the same thickness that box was. Next up's a soda can. It dented but bounced out. That sucks. Moving on. An empty soda bottle. That also bounced out. I'm beginning to believe that holder I made is not very good. Next up's a piece of packing foam from that 3D printer I bought a little bit ago. It didn't make it all the way through, but it embedded one inside. Another 3D printed plate with packing foam behind it just to see if it makes a difference. It did make a small difference, but not really much. And a kitchen towel that happened to fit in my pocket the last time I was at Lowe's. That broke the machine, so that's the end of that. Hey, we got some holes punched in stuff. Some stuff deflected. I think it may have worked out better if I actually would have planned that instead of just spur of the moment while I was editing. So as far as the results go, I couldn't be happier. Thanks for the suggestions and comments on how to make this project better. If you have any more or any ideas at all, just let me know down below and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. What am I gonna do with all this stuff? I mean, half of it is my fault because I can't measure to save my life, but still. Do I just throw it away?